What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to One on One, a KC Sports Network podcast. Look, Jeff, I'm hurting right now. I'm struggling. I got to tell you, I'm struggling. Did you see what Oakland did before the game?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was a dumb
I'm
idea.
so upset. I couldn't even sleep. I can't believe it. They went and stood on the logo before the game. They forgot that they actually have to go and play the game well and win the game, but they did go and stand on the logo. So kudos to them. What a stupid thing. I'm so glad they got spanked, man. The Oakland Raiders, who play in Vegas, came in, got spanked. I know Chiefs Kingdom's excited about that. Just the worst. And that's the second time this year we put a spanking to them. Before we get into it, though, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about today. Big Jeff, Cookie Society cookies, man. It's Christmas time.
Yeah,
man. I have to get my. See, I probably can't. Oh, it's I have a day. I have a day to get the.
you have a day.
I have a day. I gotta get that December 12 pack.
Yeah, you have to hurry though. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so we restock every Wednesday. This is the last restock of the year, so we're not shipping anymore after this week.
Oh, I got to get it in. You got
to New Year.
Got to get it in. Got to get those cookies. What's the peppermint snap one?
Peppermint bark, ginger snap, red velvet cheesecake. Some
got to get those. And the swag. I mean, this gear is unbelievable. I could wear this shirt every day. Check them out. Cookiesociety.com. They ship nationwide. Trust us. We know our cookies. Big Jeff, my brother, how you doing, man? It's great to have you back.
I'm doing better, man. I'm doing better. It's been a hell of a week for me. It's always tough, losing someone, especially tragically the way that, that I did with my brother Glenn Foster, who grew up together from Pee Wee football, college football, both made it from the south side of Chicago to the NFL, and then lose him in this manner. I never would have thought that he would go this way. So I'm still processing it. I don't think I'll ever understand it. But we're just looking for answers, man. I'm hoping that a proper investigation is done, that his legal team is now taking over. They can get some answers from, the Reform Alabama Police Department, and we can figure this thing out, not only for him, but his wife and his beautiful kids, his mother and father. They're all such great people, and they deserve answers. So, keep them in your prayers. I'm gonna be okay. Don't worry about me too much, but make sure you pray for them, and that we all get the answers that we want.
And you talked about Glenn. I've seen this online as well. As I didn't have the opportunity to meet him myself, but just the way people talk about him and the way you've talked about him, just an amazing human being. I mean, you talked about how he was as a father, as a husband, a businessman, all that stuff. I mean, you spoke to his character really highly, and you could see that in other places as well. I mean, so obviously an incredibly tragic thing. So we're sorry, Big Jeff. We're grateful to have you back.
I appreciate it, but it's not just about me, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be okay. My prayers go out to Sneed and his family. They tragically lost someone as well this week. Demarius Thomas's family. It's just unfortunate to see so many young people go in such tragic ways, and it just lets you know that tomorrow isn't promised, and that we should all appreciate life while we have it, and love those closest to you, and tell everyone you love them. And that's what I've been doing. I've been working on that. Sometimes we all get lost in it. But I've been intentional lately and not being so busy, and telling those that are close to me that I love them, and not just love them, showing them that I love them.
Yeah, that's such a vital and important point, and something that's so important to be intentional to remember. And, I remember there's been only a few times, thank God, in my course of my college and NFL career where I had somebody close to me pass away. Whether it be a football player or a coach pass away or a family member. But football is so all-encompassing, right? I mean, it's everything you do. It's your whole life. And when you're in a season, both, Division I level or in the NFL, it's just everything you're thinking about. But then all of a sudden something like this happens, right? Where, either a teammate loses somebody or you lose somebody close. And it's like, I remember as a player being like, wow, there's actually an outside world. There's other stuff going on. And there's other stuff more important than that. I mean, if you when you're in it, if you say, hey, there's something more important than football, you'd be like, no way, there's nothing. This is all we do. But then you have something like that happen, and it's like, oh, wow, that's right. Yeah. Life is going on. It's almost like you're in this bubble and you forget all this other stuff going on in the world. So, yeah, I know Sneed's on his way back to KC. Hopefully he's doing well. Yeah, prayers for his family as well, because that's just got to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you're right. That's a great point, Jeff. Always keeping your family close and friends close, and not just saying it, but being about it and being intentional about it.
Yeah.
Back on to some better news. Some much better news. The win over Oakland. Oakland's just dumb, man. They're so dumb. They come in, they stand on the logo. I gotta read this tweet from Mitchell Schwartz because I think it was just perfect. This is what he tweeted. He said, "The pre-game shenanigans by the Raiders will go down as one of the dumbest moments in this rivalry. Stomp on your opponent's logo at midfield while they're in the locker room, then come out and get smacked from literally the first play and totally beat down all game. 48-9 final." I mean, it's just you don't need any more commentary. I mean, that's just the Raiders. But when you look at the Chiefs, I mean, all phases, 100 miles an hour, defensive line getting after it. I think the D line had more production in that game than I did my entire career. If you total up my 9 years, I don't think I had, and I know that's not saying a ton, but geez, I mean, they were all over the place, lockdown coverage, Dan Sorensen making plays, Honey Badger out there making a ton of plays. I mean, it was just everything you could ask for. All phases playing well. And so I don't know, Big Jeff, give me a break. I know we've broken it down already.
They're having fun. They look like they're excited to be doing what they're doing. Guys are healthy. I mean, we talked about it over the course of a few weeks with Frank Clark getting back to form. It has a lot to do with his health. And then in addition to Melvin Ingram, that's what's getting the D-line going. Guys are in the right position. Chris is back in the 3 technique, and they're getting after it, and they're winning up front. That makes the linebacker jobs easier. The DBs puts everyone in good positions, and they're able to kind of do their thing. And Honey Badgers, he's just all over the place. I know he's like a ball magnet. I don't know how he's always around the ball, but whatever he's eating for breakfast, we all should eat it, and good things will come. Good things will come to us. Whatever it's, if it's money, if it's footballs, whatever you want to attract, eat what he eats in the morning. So,
you send him cookies? Maybe he has those cookies.
Listen, I wish I could take credit for it, but he's eating something even more special than our cookies.
Man, he is. He's just unbelievable. And then you turn over to the offensive side of the ball. They were cooking. I mean, this was when you juxtapose this game to their last game against the Raiders, it's just like just artwork out there. I mean, they were just slicing them up. So yeah, great win. One thing I wanted to talk to you about last week, because the one thing we noticed, with the 2 outliers of the Raiders games, is it seemed like Kansas City's offense came out the first 15 plays, that scripted that scripted part of the game, and we're just cutting teams up. Yeah. And then again, minus the 2 Raiders games, it seems like things sort of stalled a little bit after that. And I couldn't really give much insight into that as a defensive player, because I've never really, I'm not sure how that works. So lay it out for us, Jeff. I mean, what goes into what are the mechanics of those first 15 plays? How does that work? When do you guys get that information? And why might those be successful, but then after that things start to slow down? Is it because you guys are used to those plays and know what's coming? Or
I think from our perspective, you spend the whole week preparing, and Coach Reed and the rest of the offensive staff, they do a good job of getting a beat on what the defense is going to come out in.
Right.
More times than not, they come out in exactly what they're showing on film. You look at the previous 3 games that they play and kind of figure out what they're doing. And sure enough, they usually come out with what they're doing, or you get an idea like, this is how teams have been playing us and having success at it. So they're going to come out and play this. So that first 15 plays, you design the best possible drive to have early success, and not only have early success to give guys confidence. He really gets the O-line involved in that first 15. He gives us, we call them softballs, something that we can hit out the park, get all lathered up and, ready to go and get confidence. So there's a lot of, there's some runs in there, but there are a lot of plays where we can, punish the defense.
Yeah. We
can kind of chip away. We can take some shots and kind of take away their confidence. And that's what they do. And that's why you see success. But usually, what happens when it slows down usually is the defense, they get paid too.
Yeah.
They start to get a beat on how you're going to attack them, and they see the theme of the day. And that's usually what the first 15 is. We kind of figure out what our plan of attack is going to be. We have some success at it, and the defense says, okay, this is the flavor for the day. And they make adjustments.
Yeah. I remember all the time going into halftime and coaches saying, hey, that's what we're going to see. That's what they came out. That's what we're going to get going back. So now we know there's no, there's no secrets. There's nothing hidden. So yeah, definitely as a defensive player, you pick up on that stuff. But going back to your first point about how important it is to start fast, like, I didn't realize that those were set up. I mean, it makes sense though. Those were set up for you guys to get some momentum, and get out there, get after it. Because the mental part of the game, as a defensive lineman, I on that first play of the game, I was going as fast as I can forward. I wasn't reading, I wasn't paying attention because I know how important it is on those first couple plays just to get in there, get that hit, and feel good, feel physical, get a knockback, get on their side of this line of scrimmage, and be as productive as you can. And then as things start to come down, you start to read, start to pay attention to what's going on. But I always took those first couple plays as, hey, 100 miles an hour, right through this guy, because you need to get that momentum going right away. And you remember those first couple plays. If you're getting your ass kicked, you're thinking, oh, here we go, long day. I have to overcome this. But if you're feeling it and you're hitting and you start you start warming up, that's nasty.
Football is all about momentum.
Right.
And if you can get that momentum early, I mean, we saw the Raiders game. They got it. First play on defense, the momentum swung immediately in the Chiefs' direction, and it gave us, what we needed to get throughout the game. And that's what the first 15 is about. It's about coming out, establishing your dominance and playing good football from the start. And ultimately, you want to have that same momentum and that same, drive the entire game. But, there's ebbs and flows. It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
We know it's going to happen. Everybody knows. There's only so many games where you can blow a team out. We saw that against the Raiders, but most of the time it's a one possession game. So
I remember as a defender, after, we started going, right. We go out there, get that first series done. The first thing I would do is get to the board, or what you guys have, tablets
the
now,
tablet
right?
now. Yeah. You a dinosaur. You took the board. We have tablets now. We can see live pictures.
Oh man, I'm dating myself. But I would write down, hey, this is what we got. 21 personnel, we got this play. 22, we got this. 12, we got these two runs. And I just keep a catalog of that, and you see those would all stay the same. So so you're right. You come in, you get those first 15, but then defense starts to settle in and figure out what's going on. Either way, that wasn't a problem this week because Kansas City just put it to Oakland. So we'll put that one behind us. We got the short week. We're going to talk about that, Big Jeff. But before we do that, let's shout out our sponsor, Tickets for Less. Are you looking to score an unbeatable deal on Chiefs tickets? My friends at Tickets for Less have you covered. Locally owned for more than 17 years, ticketsforless.com has the best selection of Chiefs tickets for every game, all without the outrageous taxes or per ticket service fees you find on other sites. Plus, you can use our exclusive KCSN promo code from Tickets for Less to save even more. That's code KCSN21 at checkout to save big on any Chiefs order at ticketsforless.com. That's KCSN21. Check them out, Tickets for Less. All right, Big Jeff. So we washed the Raiders. Now we got the quick turnaround Thursday night. Talk to me about, as a player, first, how do you feel about Thursday night games? And then what the weekly schedule is like leading up to this game?
I hate them. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It's one of the toughest deals in sports, is playing on the Sunday and turning around and playing on the Thursday. Just because you don't really start feeling decent until Thursday, right? Even if they're working their game. So there's not much time to recover. There's not much time, to prepare. But thankfully, it's a division opponent, so you have some history there, and you kind of know, what to expect. But just from a physical standpoint, it's really tough. But professional is a part of the game. We all know it's a part of the game. There's no advantage for anyone. Right. Both teams are dealing with the same thing. So that's that. So, figuring out a way to get back to 100% as fast as possible. That way you can go out and perform. I do like it that you're the only game on TV and it's a night game. I do like that aspect of it. But just the physical part of it, I never liked it, but it is what it is.
You know what I always liked was it was like a mini bye week after. So like leading up to the game, you paid the price because you're going to be tired. But you had Friday off, Saturday off, Sunday off. You come back Monday for a 10-10-10, and then Tuesday off. So basically 5 days. So basically have 5 days between now and your next sort of real practice. And this is the perfect time of year for something like that. Yeah. But you got to play the price up front here with the quick turnaround. I remember, you get done Sunday and then Monday you're right back in, and Monday functions basically like a Wednesday on steroids, whereas you're in, you're working out, and then you got a full install meeting, all that stuff, special teams,
You're
team meeting, defensive install, offensive install. Then you're out, and if I'm right,
you're cramming a full week into 2 days, essentially.
exactly.
And
So
it's just all out go.
all out go. I think on Mondays we would go and do a walkthrough, right? We
Mhm.
wouldn't practice. Then Tuesday is another, basically Thursday and Friday jam together. And you're practicing all that. Now you're back out there in shells or whatever, practicing all the way through the day. And then Wednesday it's up and you're traveling. I mean,
Yeah.
you're out. I mean, it's a quick turnaround. The difficult thing sometimes with that flight 2 days after a game, I think that is difficult. The flight can really, any sort of bumps and bruises and all that stuff, the swelling can really go up in a plane.
Yeah,
So,
it's definitely tougher now with it being later in the season.
right. Right.
Earlier in the season, you can get through it a little bit easier, and it still sucks, but it doesn't suck as much as right now. So this is going to be a test for sure. Playing a good divisional opponent in a short turnaround, dealing with COVID right now. Got a few people on the COVID reserve list right now, which is unfortunate with it being a short week. There's not enough time. Hopefully there's enough time, but I'm not sure if there's enough time for those guys to get cleared. So it's going to be a battle.
Yeah. You know what Rex Ryan used to say? I think I've told you this before. He said, look, if you're late for the bus, right, the bus leaving to the game, we're leaving without you. He said, unless you're Revis. If you're Darrelle Revis, we'll wait for you. I think it's going to be the same thing with Chris Jones, right? If he needs 24 hours, that plane will go, and then they'll have that private jet right there ready for him. So as soon as he clears that, you get on there and he'll be off. So I can't imagine, unless he actually has COVID, tested positive COVID, but if he's just a close contact, I would think that the 24 hours is up, he's on a plane, and I bet you it's a hunt plane heading out there to LA.
If he's not on the plane, I'll drive him there myself.
That's right. Yeah, no, let's get that.
I'll get him there. I'm gonna get him there.
Get that big man there. Yeah, man. So short week. Yeah, and I know that the recovery is tough though. But again, especially this time of year, to have that 5 days, basically 5 days off in December, that's huge.
Too.
That's huge. Mahomes went on his talking to the media today, and he was talking about how the Chargers are a flavor of the week type of offense. I don't know if they were like this when you were there, but basically or flavor of the week defense. Basically, they're going to try to change it up, give you all kinds of different stuff every week. So you're looking back on the film, and I've talked about how New England was like this on offense. They would change everything up. Mahomes was talking about how the Chargers were like this on defense. The thing that I want to ask you about that, if it's difficult to prepare for that, the one thing about a short week that helps is I would imagine the game plan is going to be pretty similar to what they saw on Sunday, because you don't have a ton of time to install a bunch of new offensive plays. But Jeff, what is that like? Because I've always heard about offenses being flavor of the week, but I didn't really realize that defenses could come out and give you totally different schemes, totally different blitzes every single week. So did you deal with that before? And what's that like prepping for something like that where dang, we can watch the film as much as you want, but you ain't going to, it's probably not going to be anything like this.
That definitely presents a challenge. And just like New England's offense did that, they do it defensively too. So
I remember. I remember they used to go from a 3-4 to a 4-3.
Yeah,
they used to be like a static 3-4, and then the next week they'd be at a 4-3 with rushers. But how did you do that?
They did that to us in the playoffs back in 2015, and it threw us off. And you talk about the first 15, it makes it tough to kind of drop a first 15, or you can start fast if you figure it out fast. But if you don't know what a defense is doing, those first few drives, you're trying to figure them out. So it's going out there and figuring out exactly what they're doing, because even if it's a flavor of the week, there's still like patterns within that week. So if they're going to switch from a 3-4 to a 4-3, they're going to stay in that 4-3. They might mix a 3-4 here and there, but the coverages and the blitzes on third down, like once you figure it out, that's what it is for the day. So it may take a little bit of time. It may take a quarter. It may take a half. Who knows? But you figure it out eventually, and that's what's fun about it. I like playing teams like that.
Yeah. Well, Big Jeff, that's all I got for today, brother. We got a quick one, but it's a quick week. Perfect time for a quick episode. We will get the win this Thursday, right, Chiefs Kingdom, and then we'll be back next week and we're gearing up for the playoffs, baby. I mean, we're coming up. I don't want to look too far ahead. I know we're not players anymore, though, Jeff. So we can start to do that now. We can look.
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
allowed to.
I think it's safe to say we're going to be in the playoffs one way or another. And
Yeah.
this is a big one. We win this game, it's 100% chance we make the playoffs.
Yeah, baby.
I think we're going to win it. Jeff Stradamus says so. So
there we go. There we go. So I don't even have to watch.
Don't worry about it.
Chiefs Kingdom. Let's get this W, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.